Hello, my name is Shaheed, and today I will be presenting my individual capstone presentation on Honeywell International Incorporated. Honeywell International is a $35 billion global technology and manufacturing company. It was founded in 1906 by Mark Honeywell, originally as a heating specialty company. It focused on HVAC and AECs, and then over the years, through multiple mergers and acquisitions, the company grew into a conglomerate. It decided to let the name go, and it evolved into Honeywell International. Currently, it's headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina, has over 114,000 employees and over 970 locations across multiple continents such as Africa, Asia Pacific, Europe, Latin America, and the Middle East. The vision at Honeywell is to secure a comfortable, cleaner, and more efficient future. Therefore, Honeywell has branched off into multiple industries. Some of the top industries that it focuses in is aerospace, performance materials and technologies, building technologies, and safety productivity solution. Having a diverse portfolio allows Honeywell to have a competitive advantage in the market. One of the advantages is that when one area is being affected by unforeseen circumstances that may have an impact on net sales, it can be made up in one of the other industries that Honeywell has also become major players in as well. The building automation system industry is a $75 million industry. Is actually projected to reach over $121 billion within the next 5 years. Honeywell's building technology sector operates specifically in this industry. It is actually one of the key players. The North America area is what holds the largest share in the building automation industry. However, over the next few years, the Asian Pacific industry is going to grow rapidly, specifically in areas such as China and India. Some of the key drivers in the building automation system industry are breadth of product line. Companies have to make sure that they have multiple services that they are providing to their customers. Research and development efforts, technical and managerial capabilities, and the need for integrated security and safety. In the building automation systems industry, most companies want their buildings to become smart buildings. For instance, Honeywell has a program where building managers are able to operate different programs throughout the company, whether it's locking down the building in case of a threat, turning off the lights, controlling the ACs, the heating and cooling systems from one direct system. And as the company grows, Honeywell has the ability to grow services and products to tailor their needs. Some of our key rivals in the buildings automation industry are Johnson Controls, Ingersoll Rand, and United Technologies. Some of the companies such as United Technologies and Johnson Controls are actually our competitors in some of our other lines of business. But in regards to building automation, Honeywell is leading in earnings per growth. In 2015, as you can see, there was a trend. Every year we're increasing, so that means that our products lines, our services are advancing just as technology and times are advancing. We currently we were the market leader holding 111.4% of earning growth. Following behind us was United Technologies, and surprisingly, Ingersoll Rand, which is one of the smaller companies of our three competitors, but particularly in this industry, they are taking up a large amount of the earnings growth, which surprisingly, as you can see, they've surpassed Johnson Controls. So in regards to the Porter's Five Forces, our level of threats when it comes to new entrants are medium. Because we are a conglomerate, we have multiple competitors. However, in the buildings automation industry, there's a complexity when it comes to designing software and programs, so it keeps the threat at a medium level. Not everybody has the ability to enter the market. When it comes to the bargaining power of our buyers, one of Honeywell's biggest clients is the government, and when you deal with the government, you deal with different types of regulations, so they oftentimes have a lot of control over the price, so there's oftentimes not room to bargain. But when it comes to the buyer switching costs, it increases if they were trying to leave because of the historical data that Honeywell would probably have. They would be less likely to jump ship. So it keeps that power of the buyers at a medium level as well. When it comes to the bargaining power of suppliers in the market, it's at a medium level. While we don't depend on multiple suppliers, the game is beginning to change. A lot of technology companies such as Apple, and to name a few, and Microsoft are beginning to transition over and partner with different organizations. So with that added to the mix, there's a possibility that there's going to be an increase in the buyer's bargaining power. The threat of substitutes is low. One of the biggest things when it comes to building automations industry is the fact that it's not easy to substitute. However, we do have businesses in multiple countries, as I mentioned earlier, across many continents. So there is a threat for some level of substitution, but it's not at a point where it's able to really make a difference in our organization. Our biggest threat is our rivalry among our competition, and this area is the highest. Our current competitors have similar resources to us. So with that being said, we have to make sure that we're continuously differentiating our products, we're standing out, we are meeting the needs of our consumers, because there is a potential for us to lose clients to our current competitors. When it comes to our environmental trends that we face, we pretty much face issues in all of the areas. For instance, in the political area, we're dealing with trade regulations and the sanctions that are occurring right now in the political government, such as the tariffs that are being put on foreign countries. Economically, we have to pay close attention to wage and price control, employees regulations, especially dealing with the expectations that other countries have in regards to what their employee rights are, the rising prices of oil and gas. From a social aspect, maintaining a sustainable operational environment when it comes to our employees. Our employees are the key to what keeps us moving and staying forward and being competitive in the industry. And without them, and without our ability to gain top talent, we may lose our competitive advantage. In regards to technology, some of the issues that we face are cybersecurity issues, maintaining the protection of our clients' data, environmentally, energy efficiency, which is the core at Honeywell. That's a part of our vision. Our vision is to stay ahead and make sure that we're conserving the industry. Energy. Environmental waste and natural disasters also is an issue for us. Many of the locations that we have in global countries experience natural disasters, whether it's tsunamis or earthquakes, so that's also a concern of ours. And from a legal aspect, we have to be concerned about government audits and privacy laws. Next, I'm going to discuss Honeywell's financial status. As you can see, over the years, Honeywell has continuously increased its net sales. 2018 has seen the largest numbers, whether it's our shareholder return being at 9.10 or our net sales reaching in over 41,802. The current chart reflects the trend, the fact that Honeywell is dedicated to making sure that our shareholders see a return on their investment. Despite any unprojected changes that might occur in the market, Honeywell has continued to produce positive financial results year over year. Having a diverse portfolio allows Honeywell to separate our businesses as different lines of business units. As you can see, we have our businesses segmented in aerospace sales, Honeywell's building technologies and sales, performance materials and technologies, as well as our safety and productivity solutions sales. Unfortunately, this past year, our Honeywell Business Technologies department experienced a sales decrease, particularly in its home section. There was a decline due to issues in the construction market. However, when it comes to the building sector, which focuses specifically on commercial buildings, there was an increase. So Having a diverse portfolio allows us not to just focus on net income from one area. It gives us the advantage to make up where we may be lacking in one area. That's why our shareholders have definitely been committed and invested in Honeywell. There's many strengths at Honeywell. Some of the strengths are the fact that, as I mentioned earlier, it has consistent financial growth. It's become an industry expert when it comes to technologies and infrastructure because of all of the years that it's been in the game. Honeywell definitely focuses on stakeholder results, and it has a strong global presence, which allows our brand to have a far reach. When it comes to some of the weaknesses, one of the issues that Honeywell recently has faced has been an increase in debt leading to a weakened credit profile because of recent mergers, acquisitions, and spinoffs. However, it doesn't have a huge impact on the overall bottom line. When it comes to opportunities, one of the opportunities that we have at Honeywell is to grow concerns over safety and cybersecurity. And the threats that are associated with the organization are currency, exchange rates. They have the potential to impact exports, as I mentioned earlier. That's a political issue as well, which is something that Honeywell has no control over. The government regulations, along with natural disasters, are always threats because they are things that you can't anticipate. They are areas that will continuously be threats because they are beyond our control. The environment analysis covers some of Honeywell's core competencies. Some of the resources and capabilities that I feel gives Honeywell a competitive advantage are its resources. Of course, puts us in a place where we can make decisions that other smaller companies can't. Having a diverse portfolio, being able to tap into different markets and different industries, depending on what's going on in those markets. The innovative technology that we have that comes across our entire portfolio, whether it's the Wi-Fi capabilities that we're providing to the military on their aircraft so that they can have a stronger signal, or whether it's the building technologies, program systems that I mentioned earlier, where building managers have the ability to control every aspect of the building from one system. Our innovative technology definitely has contained a sustained competitive advantage in those areas. And not to go and mention our experienced employees. We've been able to attract top talent that has allowed our company to continue to move forward, which I believe is a competitive advantage as well. Two of Honeywell's biggest strategic issues currently are the downturns in the construction industry and how they're impacting Honeywell's business technology sector. Earlier, we covered the financial areas, and I was able to point out that there was decrease in the home sector. That's specifically related to the fact that the construction industry is being impacted, and it impacts Honeywell's building technologies home sector. The second strategic issue that I believe Honeywell needs to focus on is the fact that all of the connected enterprises at Honeywell face the risk of being exposed to cyber attacks. Recommendations for fixing those strategic problems are that Honeywell should consider expanding its commercial HBT contracts with its global partners. As I mentioned earlier, that industry is expanding and is expecting to see a CAGR increase of over 10% in the next 5 years. That's an area of opportunity, particularly in the global markets such as Asia and India, where Honeywell currently has infrastructure. And last but not least, Honeywell should continue to invest in its research development, focused particularly on cybersecurity, which has become a global issue. Any technology company has been exposed to cyber attacks or the risk of it. Therefore, no one is exempt. So we must constantly find opportunities to increase cyber protection because it puts our customers at risk, and it also puts the reputation of the company at risk as well. So new research gives us an advantage and a step ahead of, not giving the hackers the advantage to catch us in vulnerable positions. My name is Shaheed. Thank you for your time, and that is my presentation.